Welcome to the WebbMasters Podcast Channel and the Life Changes Political Podcast. The information that you are about to see is current concerning the 2024 polls for our presidential candidates. A gold standard pollster gives Harris a slim lead over Trump in Iowa. But how does that affect the rest of the electoral map? In this video, you will see which candidate at this moment carries which state according to present and past control for each state. Harris' control and carrying of a particular state is current data, while Trump's data is current and past. Some states may surprise you as possible states that may be flipping their support. Voting turnout has reached an all-time high, which indicates an already unpredictable but exciting race. But the latest polling, as you will see, indicates that one candidate is surging ahead in this race. The first item that you will see is the electoral map. If you are not familiar with the Electoral College and how it determines who will be president, at the end of this video, you will be able to click on a link that will take you to a video that will explain the Electoral College, giving you a better idea on what is happening in this exciting race. It is 2 days before Decision Time 2024 election date. Subscribe now to the WebbMasters Podcast Channel to get the latest updates on election data. Hit that like and subscribe button now. Let's get started.
I'll start right away with the stunning development. A new Des Moines Register, Josh Mediacom, Iowa poll conducted by renowned pollster J. Ann Selzer reveals Vice President Kamala Harris leading state that Trump won by over 8 points in 2020. The unexpected lead is largely driven by increased support from independent female voters who favor Harris by a significant margin. Now, for those that don't know, J. Ann Selzer is one of the most respected pollsters in the United States. Known for her pinpoint accuracy in capturing Iowa's unique political landscape, her firm Selzer & Co. Force has a track record of calling major upsets, some by the exact margin, including Barack Obama's caucus win in 2008 and Trump's strong showing in 2016. With an unmatched ability to gauge shifting voter sentiment, Selzer's insights carry significant weight, especially in unpredictable states like Iowa. Given her latest findings, Iowa now shifts to lean blue for Harris, introducing a new twist in the race's final days. Not to toot my own horn, but recently I've been saying in these videos to keep an eye on Iowa for any last-minute changes. Now let's continue to see how this changes the rest of the map. Going to the West Coast in Washington, Harris holds a commanding 19-point lead, keeping the state comfortably in the solid blue category. Washington's long-standing Democratic alignment places it firmly in Harris's column, reflecting the state's history of strong support for the party. Moving south to Oregon, Harris maintains a steady 12-point lead. This margin keeps Oregon in the likely blue category and bolsters Harris's overall grip on the West Coast, positioning the region firmly in the Democratic camp. In California, where Harris's roots run deep, she leads by a wide 24 points. California's unwavering Democratic loyalty cements it as solid blue, enhancing Harris's stronghold across the entire West Coast. Nevada, however, is still one of the tightest battlegrounds in this election, with Trump holding a slight lead according to the latest polls. Clark County, Nevada's most populous region and a Democratic stronghold, will be essential for Harris if she is to retake the state. Despite recent Republican gains, Harris's campaign is counting on high Democratic turnout in critical areas to shift Nevada's tilt in her favor. As Election Day nears, Nevada remains a nail-biter, with both sides making a final push. Arizona is also a tightly contested battleground in this election cycle, with Trump holding a narrow lead, keeping the state in the tilt red category. The spotlight is on Maricopa County, Arizona's largest, which accounts for around 60% of the state's vote. A shift in this key county could easily alter the state's trajectory, as Maricopa has historically been a bellwether in close elections. With Harris's team ramping up efforts here, Trump will need strong support to retain his advantage in the coming days. In New Mexico, Harris leads by a steady 6.5% across polls, keeping the state in the lean blue category. While Republicans have made some inroads, New Mexico's strong Democratic base is expected to hold, with Harris's campaign focused on widening her margin in this traditionally Democratic state. In Colorado, Harris holds a solid 13-point lead, reflecting the state's continued shift toward the Democrats. Rapid population growth in cities like Denver and Boulder has solidified Colorado's likely blue status, strengthening Harris's regional support. Trump maintains large leads in central U.S. states like Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho, where his previous winning margins reached 20 to 40 points. Montana also remains firmly in Trump's camp with an 18-point lead, marking it as solid red. Nebraska's 2nd congressional district is a notable outlier in a largely red state, with Harris leading by double digits, placing it in the likely blue category. The remaining parts of Nebraska, along with North and South Dakota, Kansas, and Oklahoma, remain safely in the Republican column. In Texas, Trump leads by 7.7%. This would be an improvement from his 2020 margin, keeping the state lean red. Harris's campaign is closely watching demographic changes here, hoping for potential shifts in the future. Texas is further energized by a competitive Senate race, with Democrat Colin Allred gaining momentum against GOP incumbents, adding intrigue to this traditionally Republican state. In Alaska, Trump holds a comfortable 8-point lead, making it a likely win for him. Meanwhile, Harris is well positioned in Hawaii, where the state's strong Democratic alignment keeps it firmly in the solid blue category. In the Midwest, a crucial region for both campaigns, Harris needs to secure Minnesota along with Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, the essential blue wall states. These states are central to her path to victory, especially given Trump's success in flipping all three in 2016. Polling across the Midwest shows tight contests, marking it as a key battleground likely to shape the election's outcome. In Minnesota, Harris holds a 5.9% lead, positioning the state as lean blue. While this margin has seen a slight dip, Minnesota's decades-long Democratic trend since 1972 and its robust base of Democratic voters suggests it will remain in Harris's favor. In Illinois, Harris is up by 17 points, securing the state as a solid blue stronghold. Indiana, however, is expected to fall comfortably to Trump, who holds a strong double-digit lead, making it a likely win in alignment with past election results. Ohio shows an 8-point lead for Trump, though the margin has tightened compared to previous years. Ohio, once reliably Democratic, has shifted to the GOP, with 2022 seeing Republican governors win by substantial margins. Given this trend, Ohio is marked as likely red on the electoral map. Keep an eye on this state, as the most recent poll has Trump ahead by only 3%. In Wisconsin, Harris leads by 2 points according to the latest Marist poll, a critical edge in a state famous for close races. With Milwaukee County's high turnout expected to be pivotal, Wisconsin is classified as tilt blue, though the state remains a key target for both campaigns. In Michigan, Harris is ahead by 3 points in the latest polling, marking it as lean blue. With the recent UAW strike spotlighting Michigan's working-class voters, Harris's appeal among labor groups could be crucial. With 15 electoral votes in play, Michigan remains a central focus for Harris as Election Day nears. In the Northeast, Harris finds solid support, with several states firmly in the Democratic column. Vermont, Connecticut, Delaware, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Maryland, and Washington, D.C. are solidly in her favor. Even New Jersey remains in Harris's corner despite some recent Democratic challenges. Harris maintains a strong lead in New York, where she's ahead by 14 points. The Empire State is considered solid blue for the Democrats at this point. New Hampshire is categorized as lean blue for Harris, with an overall lead of 6.6% in recent polls. Maine, however, presents a more complex picture. Harris leads statewide by about 17 points, but historically, Maine has been more competitive. Clinton won by just 3% in 2016 and Biden by under 10%. While Harris is secure in Maine's 1st district, the 2nd district continues to lean red due to Trump's strong backing in the past 2 elections. In the Southeast, Trump's base remains strong across several states. Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama are solidly Republican. Trump holds a 23-point lead in Tennessee and maintains double-digit advantages in Kentucky and West Virginia, ensuring a firm Republican presence in the region. South Carolina remains comfortably red as well, with a likely red designation. In recent years, Florida has moved steadily toward the GOP, as shown by Trump's 3-point victory in 2020 and Ron DeSantis' overwhelming 20-point margin in the 2022 governor's race. With Trump currently up by around 7 points, Florida is classified as lean red. However, Harris has been polling stronger than Biden did here, suggesting the gap could narrow as Election Day approaches. Georgia, with its crucial 16 electoral votes, is another battleground to watch. Trump holds a slight 1.5% lead in recent polls, making the state a key piece of his path to victory. If he can reclaim both Georgia and Arizona, along with holding his ground in battlegrounds like Pennsylvania, his path to winning solidifies. For now, Georgia is labeled tilt red. North Carolina remains another pivotal state, with Trump's past victories showing his strength here, a 4% win in 2016 and a slimmer 1% in 2020. He currently holds a narrow 1.6% lead, putting North Carolina in the tilt red column. Yet early voting tells a story of a tightly contested race, with nearly 4.2 million ballots cast so far, split 34% Republican to 33% Democrat. With strong turnout from core Democratic demographics, 2024 could offer a rare opening for Democrats to flip North Carolina for the first time since 2008, a shift that would greatly diminish Trump's path to victory. Now we have the final two states, and both are extremely important. In Virginia, a state with a long-standing Democratic tilt, Kamala Harris seems well-positioned for a comfortable win, holding a 6.2% lead over Trump, with some recent polls even showing a double-digit advantage. Virginia remains securely in the lean blue category. Given the state's consistent support for Democrats, it's unlikely to shift toward battleground status this cycle. While Republicans may have looked to gain ground, the numbers indicate that Harris is solidifying Virginia's position as a Democratic stronghold in 2024. Pennsylvania, with its critical 19 electoral votes, is one of the most pivotal battlegrounds this cycle, with the potential to determine the election outcome. Harris currently leads Trump by a narrow 2 points, according to the latest Marist poll, giving her a slight but meaningful advantage in this high-stakes state. Early voting is also leaning in her favor, with nearly 1.7 million ballots already cast, 57% from Democrats and 33% from Republicans, indicating strong initial support. For now, Pennsylvania is categorized as tilt blue, and a win here could solidify Harris's pathway to the presidency as the campaign approaches the final days. With the electoral map now complete and the final days ticking down, these latest Marist and Selzer polls reveal a stunning shift. Harris is now positioned for a decisive win, taking strong leads in pivotal blue wall states. Record turnout across swing states has amplified her advantage, extending her reach even into traditionally red areas like Iowa. Meanwhile, Trump performed a lewd act on stage at a recent rally, a moment that has left his campaign scrambling, trying to find a positive way to spin it. With the clock ticking down and the stakes higher than ever, Harris's path to victory appears clearer. Keep in mind, this is just a projection based on recent polling data and trends, and things can shift quickly. Make sure to stay informed, check multiple sources, and follow updates as Election Day approaches. Please share this video to remind others not to let up. Every single vote counts.
You heard it here on the Life Changes Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment or a question. I'll answer that question on the next excerpt. Thank you for listening to Life Changes, a WebbMasters podcast.